Christina Barr, and you're watching Black Tea News. Hello, welcome to Black Tea News. I'm your host, Christina Barr, and today we're going to be talking about the town hall with Donald Trump. Also, we'll be talking about woke Disney and their Little Mermaid remake. They're trying so hard. One of the main access media sites is she's the best Ariel, and we'll talk about some of the stuff regarding that. But I really wanted to talk about how they are changing the lyrics to the song "Kiss the Girl," and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while because I find it such it's not a huge change, but it's such an unnecessary change that I want to talk about it because I think it just speaks to the craziness of our world. But also someone suggested that, or asked me rather, that I talk about this video going around about drag in America and our American history, because there's a movie that Ronald Reagan was once in. So they're making the argument that people freaking out about drag need to, I guess, stop about them being around kids and family-friendly shows and other stuff like that, because it's just a part of who we are. And I think they're really missing the reality of what a lot of this stuff actually is. So before we jump into it, I want to encourage you guys to go to blackteennews.com, check out different content on my website, different articles, videos, etc. Please check out different merch that I have at my store, I voted for President Trump and all I got was historic peace deals. There's gas under $2, no new wars, a tax cut, and other stuff, but it ends with this lousy t-shirt. I got the Denounce White Supremacy, Defeat Joe Biden shirt with a list of his racism on the back. So there's that. Also, you guys can check out different books that I have that are available. This picture that I'm about to show of my book is going to say pre-ordered. I did not switch out yet, but it is available right now. The coming soon. It's actually out. I had a physical copy, but I just gave one to somebody very dear to me. So, of course, God is Blatantly Against Abortion is available, so you guys can get it actually now. Don't mind that. Just forget it says coming soon. It's available today. You can go get it on Barnes & Noble. You guys can go get it on Amazon and paperback, or you can get it in ebook. So please go ahead and check that out. People have asked if I was going to do Audible and audiobooks and stuff. That's something I'm going to do. I do not have anything recorded as of now, so just go ahead and get the physical copy and read it if you would like to read it. If you like what I do here, please consider leaving a donation at blackteennews.com/donate, cost of stream, run my website, all that good stuff. So if you can support in that way, please consider doing that. There's the overhead, but also some different things that we need to get and would like to get, and to help continue growing what we're doing here. So if you can, God bless you. If you're watching from Facebook, you guys can send stars. If you're watching from YouTube, you guys can do super chats and all kinds of things. And I thank you guys in the chat. I do apologize for starting late. I did announce I was starting at 5, and then we had some a run-in of some obstacles since I'm kind of on location now. I'm in the Brighter, Michigan studio today, and I do want to thank them for being such great advocates for conservative values in the state. And as always, if I say something that triggers you, they don't care. I don't care. Nobody cares. I'm just using the space, and I'm grateful for it. So I have a special treat, as I've already announced, but my youngest sister is joining me.
Hello.
So we're actually together in studio, but I just have the backdrop behind me. But yeah, we're right next to each other in the studio. She has better lighting, but that's just how it is. It's just
you got the window lighting on me.
Well, that subtle yellow glow.
Yes.
that just beauty. I'm doled out like the little drab, like the Little Mermaid movie.
I'm the animated, you're the live action.
I guess. Why does it look so different? It's produced by the same people. No, but But we have another special treat besides Tina just being here. We have another treat. She's actually going to live paint for us today. Tina is the artist who did the cover for my book. I've mentioned that many times, and I've brought up her website. So again, let me just remind you guys what that looked like. She did this amazing illustration here. She did this amazing illustration. She's so talented. So I was like, why don't you bring your paints and live paint? Because she actually streams all the time, doing her mini paintings and stuff. And she has videos on her YouTube channel doing like speed paintings and other things like that. So she's literally going to do this while we're talking. And how many do you think you'll be able to do while we're...
2 for sure. I'm gonna aim for 3.
Ooh, so you said, so what did you say you're gonna do something patriotic to start off with?
Yeah, and then maybe people in the chat can give me suggestions.
Yeah, so if you're interested and want to see what she can do next, go ahead and drop a suggestion. So yeah, it should be an exciting, interesting day, isn't, you know? And it'll be available for sale as well when we're done. So thank you guys for watching, and the people talking in the chat, people who will watch it back later. God bless you guys. The reason why we did have to start late today, if you couldn't guess, is because I did announce that we were doing an interview with Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines is, if you saw the headline with Leah Thomas, the male swimmer who believes he's a woman, or is saying that he's a woman, tied with a young woman, and they were like, well, Leah has to have the trophy, is going home with the trophy, and needs it for like pictures and stuff. And so if you remember that headline, that was like when I first was introduced to Riley. So we talked about that and her journey, and I did ask her some of your questions that you guys sent in, and it was a great interview. She said, you know, put her on the spot, she said she'd come back anytime. So I look forward to having many other chats with Riley, but I'm excited to edit that and put that out. I'll try to put that out tomorrow for you guys. So I'm excited, but she's such a sweetheart, and I admire her so much, so for doing what she does and for also just taking the time to speak with us. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So she was a really wonderful young woman. So thank you guys for your patience, and let's go ahead and jump into what we want to talk about today. So I want to jump into the Trump stuff. He had a town hall with CNN. So you guys know that I like to start with something funny, and so this was pretty funny to me. So CNN is going to do what CNN does, and at the end, when they were talking to a group of voters, they asked questions about, well, Trump is saying stuff, do you wish he'd get off 2020? And they had an answer for them, so I want to go and play that clip.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election, rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right, that was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind, and that's why I was asked first. Mike?
So you got any thoughts there, Tina?
The gaslighting. Like, why would he do this, even though we're the ones that asked him this? It's just ridiculous how they treat him. It's yeah, it's unwarranted.
Yeah, unwarranted is a, well, I guess I was gonna say is a good word. I don't know if it's totally unwarranted from them to talk about it, but it's doesn't make sense to have this line of questioning though, and ask the group, like, are you sick of him talking about it?
Yeah, that's the part that just doesn't make sense.
When they absolutely wanted to talk about it. So CNN during the midterm, they actually changed the definition of of election denial or whatever. They would only apply it to 2020. So they had a whole big list of people who denied election results, and they didn't have Stacey Abrams on there or other, Hakeem Jeffries or other people who were Democrats who were rejecting the results of the election if it was outside of 2020. Now 2016, 2000. Like, there's people who've been upset about election results. I went to Trump's inauguration. I remember protests. You were there too. We were both there. Like, you remember people, so witness. So weren't there people like attacking women on our way to the ball?
There were. We had ran into Lauren Southern while we were there, and we had got pictures with her, and we had talked with her very briefly. But she said the way that she came in, there were people like trying to like assault her, and there were like people that were like trying to like setting limousines on fire and like trying to do like all this crazy stuff, and so it was a crazy time, and then you had all these celebrities, you know, saying not my president, and they're still talking. They refer to him as 45, not even like President Trump or former President Trump. They just referred to him as a number. I'm just like, that was still his presidential number. You guys were being silly, and they were totally ridiculous about Trump for a full 4 years, and then when Trump has questions about the election, then it's like, oh no, elections are sacred, elections are so secure, oh, elections are this, elections. Just like, get out of my face with that crap.
Yeah, so I thought this was a great question. I see you guys in the chat. They're saying that it looks like your mic they can't quite hear your mic. It sounds like they're picking you up.
Oh, okay. Is that better? Everybody?
Is that better? Can you guys hear her? Or, because it's on. It looks like it's on.
I might just have to adjust the lever. Is that better, everybody? I feel like I'm really loud, but is that better for you guys?
It might just, it's loud in our ears, but.
That's true.
Can we get a amen
Amen.
or omi
Hallelujah.
in the chat? Can you guys hear Sister Tina fine? Yes, you guys are kind of slow with it today. I see. Well, let us know if you can hear a little bit better. But yeah, we remember, like, there was a limousine that someone set on fire and stuff. You didn't go to the speech in the morning when they actually had the inauguration. It was me and my oldest sister, our oldest sister Gina, and it was a good thing that I was like, let's leave. Like, we left like maybe about 15 minutes before it wrapped up, because let's be honest, Trump can go a little long. And I'm like, okay, he's repeating a lot of things that I've heard before, so I'm like, okay, let's go. Still sounds low. Okay, we'll figure it out. But because we left early, we avoided like the chaos where like someone set a limousine on fire and there were riots and people were like, you know, busting out windows and stuff. And I'm like, I just can't live life like that didn't happen. I can't just pretend that I don't remember. Or that I didn't see, you know, people do things, like I didn't see people harassing women in line and all kinds of different stuff, you know. I just can't do that. So anyway, let's play some other clips of the town hall and some answers that Trump had. I don't have all like feisty things today, guys, but as far as like I haven't been able to go through a lot of the clips, but I'm just going to play two with some important policy stuff and go from there.
What do you? Can I just follow up on that? You said you don't think in terms of winning and losing. Mr. President, can I just follow up on that, because that's a really important statement
let me
that
just
you just
follow
made
up.
there. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
But you won't say that you want Ukraine to win. You
know what I'll say? I'll say this. I want Europe to put up more money, because they're in for 20 billion. We're in for 170, and they should be. And they should equalize. They have plenty of money. They should equalize. I got with NATO.
But
when I sat down, I got them
right
to
now,
put up
Mr.
hundreds
President.
of billions of dollars that they weren't paying under Obama and Bush and all of these other presidents. That's why they're able to help them fight the war, because of the money I got. But I
let's
want
talk about
Europe.
what's happening in Ukraine,
excuse me.
Mr.
I want
President.
Europe to put up more money, because they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of jerks. We're spending $170 billion for faraway land, and they're right next door to that land, and they're in for 20. I don't think so.
When it comes to what's
Oh, I think we're muted. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry. Oh, so we were saying, yeah, we were muted at the time.
Muted? Okay.
Okay. Sorry, we were trying to figure things out. If you could, if you knew the kind of situation we kind of walked in today as we were kind of doing some stuff on location, you'd be like, oh, they had a show today. That's amazing. Thank you for the live feedback. So as we were saying that you guys couldn't hear, they really try to bait Trump into going the way that they want to go, but you can't do that. He's gonna a good thing that you need to learn if you're gonna do anything within media, particularly politics, is if when you are interviewed, you need to know that the person who's interviewing you has an agenda and has a message that they want to get out. Now, it shouldn't be a thing that people who are interviewing you is going to be hostile to you at all times and trying to utterly destroy you, but that's just the nature of politics. But
they treat him like a hostile witness on the stand, and that's it's just not how you treat somebody when you're trying to get like information out of them, especially like the former president, and like you're trying to you're doing things to try and get ratings instead of just doing things with like an honest bone in your body. It's weird.
Yeah, but he has his message and the things that he wants to get out to the people who are listening to him and his voters. So he's going to do what he needs to do and wants to accomplish. So Trump saying, I will get things done. I think him saying that the war will be over in 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever is an exaggeration. He does like to exaggerate for sure. But if he were still in the Oval Office and, you didn't have such weakness right now with Joe Biden, do I believe that we'd be having the situation that we're having with Ukraine and Russia? No, I don't. And even Biden's people have acknowledged that as well. So let's go ahead and play another clip. Now this is
so much for coming to New Hampshire to answer our questions. My question is regarding the economy. Over the past 2 years, we have seen the prices for everything skyrocket. From food to gas to utilities and insurance costs, many people's bills are up several $100s a month, including mine. If elected president again, what is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Drill, baby, drill. We were energy independent. We were soon going to be energy dominant. And nobody had ever done what I did. We got oil down to $1.87. Actually, it fell lower than that in some cases. We had to save the oil companies. The price was getting so. We were doing incredibly. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, probably the greatest economy in the history of the world. We were energy independent, soon to be energy dominant. We were going to be bigger than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together ×2. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation. And these stupid fools ended it. And energy went from $1.87 and even lower for gasoline, for a car. They went from $1.87 to $5, $6, $7, $8, and even $9. And your electricity bills went through the roof, your heating bills went through the roof. And that's what started inflation, and it hasn't stopped because people are paying now for bacon and for eggs and for the 2 and 3 times what it was just a little while ago. We created the greatest economy in history. A big part of that economy was got you the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan cuts, bigger than any. And also, Caitlin, as you know, we got the biggest regulation and regulatory cuts. This place was rocking, and then we were given a gift from China, and China paid a big price. And let me tell you something. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes from China, but prior to COVID coming in, and then I rebuilt the economy again, a second time. But we had, prior to COVID coming in as from China, from Wuhan, which I said it came from Wuhan. Everybody said, oh, you're wrong about that. You're wrong. It came from Wuhan. I said it right from day one. So We had the greatest economy in the world. Here's the story. They made energy so high, and energy is all invasive. It is massive as an industry and as a cost. It lifted everything. If
Mr.
you
President,
if you made donuts, if you made, no matter what you did, and we had inflation, the likes of which I guess we haven't had, they said, for 52 years, but I think more than that. We had no inflation. We had the lowest energy prices we've had in decades. This country was rocking and rolling. And by the way, we had the most secure border in the history of our country.
Mr. President,
So, drill, baby, drill. You know, it makes a difference when everyone involved in getting the oil knows that you have hostility at the top. And Biden has been sent letters and suggestions from the oil companies suggesting on how they can lower prices. And all he has done is gaslit the people and blamed Putin, which I think is a really messed up thing to do, because I'm like, Americans are hurting with the gas prices, for sure. And you keep saying, hey, this is Putin's fault, you know, it's Putin's war, etc. And I'm like, aren't you like showing everyone that he has a strength over us right now, you know?
Yeah.
That he's winning in that regard, that he can hurt America when, I understand he doesn't want to take the blame, but if the blame doesn't lie with their bad policies domestically, and I'm not saying that the war and other things don't affect gas prices, they do, you know. Back in, you know, Bush days, Dad could he would look at the news and be like, I need to get some gas right now.
I remember that. I remember those days.
So, you know, so things going on abroad totally impacts the global market of that. But we have bad domestic attitudes on fossil fuels right now, and we understand that, and everyone understands that. And Biden saying things like, we're going to get rid of fossil fuels. That's what he said before he was president. I wish people had believed him. And now he's saying, well, we'll at least need them for 10 years. And when they're long-term investments, that makes people a little like, bro, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
So, he keeps blaming foreign people for the issues, the problems that he has. So if it's not our doing and it's someone else's doing, and their goal is to undo our strength, then they're probably like, oh yeah, we're doing a great job. We're not only fighting this war in Ukraine, we're also fighting this war in America, and apparently we are giving it to them hard. So yeah, there's a little bit of town hall. So we'll talk about some more clips tomorrow, but I want to talk about some pop culture stuff, if you don't mind, for a little bit. Or you know what? I'll table the Little Mermaid thing later. Someone from Facebook had sent me a message asking me to respond to this video, so I want to show you guys this particular video of someone who's went back to a movie that Ronald Reagan was in, actually. Have you seen this going around?
I have not seen it.
Oh, okay. So I will not say more. I will let you see it and be surprised with other people if they don't know what I'm talking about. So here is a TikTok that, again, I was asked to respond to.
It's an essential part of American culture. Come with me, you will not be disappointed. Here's my cat. Okay, stay with me. In World War I and in World War II, we put on musical reviews to raise money for the U.S. Army. Crazy, insane, I know. One of them exists on film because they turned it into a movie, and 100% of the profits from this movie went straight to the U.S. Army. And guess what it features? This is a cast of 300 active duty World War II soldiers. These are all men who, when they finished this performance, went back to the front lines.
Merrily we appear on the scene, hostess of the stage door canteen. It's Lynn Fontaine.
Oh, we've got celebrity impressions.
What a lovely
lovely group of soldier boys we have here tonight.
Bits. Don't worry, it's not the only drag number. You thought it was just the one? We've got so many drag numbers. In corset and dresses. Darling, this is as American as it gets. Oh, I know what you're going to say. But it's not for children, right? These are for adults.
Gosh, just like he looks in the newsreels.
Hey, fellas, the president.
Performing for children and the president in full drag. The Army is performing in full drag for children and the president of the United States in 1943. It is as American as it gets. So do not tell me that this is not anything other than a patriotic form of artistic expression that has been around for a long time. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy that we're in this moment when this is how we beat the fucking Nazis. But I'm not done. Because guess who's the lead? Guess who's your leading man in 1943's This Is the Army Full of Drag? Ronald Reagan. We won! This is it! This is it! This is drag funded by the U.S. Army to raise money for the war against Hitler, starring Ronald Reagan. I rest my case.
So, that's his take. So, I saw someone, I had posted something on a group that I manage on Facebook, and someone brought up this movie to be like, learn your history. And I, in response to showing the clip of the film, I got some kind of gif of someone just vomiting. I'm not into drag. I don't like, especially the drag queen stuff. I don't like it at all aesthetically. Like, not beyond like kids and the library stuff. I don't like it. However, he's missing something pretty fundamental, right? There's a difference between people dressing up in drag versus being a drag queen. Big difference. And you might be saying, well, what is that difference? Well, first of all, men dressing up in drag, again, not a fan of, but it's people have been doing it comedically for a long time. And people have been doing it for theater and stuff for a long time. I mean, like,
in Shakespeare's day, there wasn't any female actresses. There was just male actors in drag, it was weird then. It's weird now. Just because someone did it in the past, it doesn't mean I have to like it. Just
because we did something in the past, or it's a part of our history, like beyond this topic, just like in general, I don't think that's a compelling reason for something being moral or something that we should continue. I mean,
by that argument, we should bring slavery back, right? Because we did it in the past and it was patriotic.
Oh, we're talking about World War II. Why not internment camps? So just because it's a part of something doesn't mean that it's something that you pushed or celebrated or whatever.
Maybe we should start turning in our neighbors that are commies, reporting them to the police.
Well, no, I'm just no, but the thing about men, though, comedians or whatever, dressing up in drag, is the point of the joke is that it's absurd.
Yeah.
The point of the joke is that it's absurd, and it's absurd because men make hideous women. Men make hideous women. They make ugly women. They're not meant to be women. So when you had like Jim Carrey or Jamie Foxx, people doing drag like that.
Martin Lawrence on every episode. I get so mad when people are like, let's watch Martin. I'm like, no, I don't want to see Martin Lawrence do drag for 20 minutes.
So it's not the same. And someone in the comments said it's Hollywood. Like it's not the same as like this drag queen story time. So if the point of that video was for people to have like this golden spear to be like righteous drag queens for your kids, like no, it's not the same. People dressing up in drag, like Martin Lawrence is not the same as
Nina West.
Nina West.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Don't tell me that, oh, it's family friendly because Ronald Reagan was in a movie, or if someone sees the Nutty Professor, and if you take your kids to see the Nutty Professor, that it's somehow the same as Drag Time Story Hour, where they have, or the Christmas special that they said was like family friendly, and you had the nippled reindeer and a bunch of creepy stuff.
Nippled reindeer?
Yeah.
Like nipple tassels on reindeer?
No, they were like reindeers, but they had like full breast and.
What kind of furry mess? Furry drags? What?
Yeah. So that's not the same as going to go see like not the Nutty Professor. Yeah, the Nutty Professor, because he had his whole family.
Are you talking about Big Mama's house? Or?
No, that's I'm talking about Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I was thinking, okay, Eddie Murphy, not
You're talking about Big Mama house. Yeah, but going to go see Medea is not the same as going to go see a drag queen show or just any like mostly drag show. It's not the same. So comparing that, again, the joke is that it's absurd for men to do this. Rudolph the Busty Reindeer. That's not what they are called, I don't think, but yeah, they I don't have the clips ready to go, but they're absurd, they're gross. If you look up some of the footage, which I've talked about in different articles on my website, and I've retweeted it and talked about stuff before, but Nina West was the host of that Christmas event, and Nina West has been on Blue's Clues. Tell me why a drag queen is on Blue's Clues, leading a pride parade, teaching your kids about all kinds of different, you know, the goal. It was like a numbers thing, and they were teaching about different families, and nobody was straight though. Maybe someone was. There were some allies, I guess. Maybe somebody was straight there, but it was like 10 families, and nobody was like a mom and dad and bio kids, like nothing like that. And so you had a drag queen on Blue's Clues. You had Nina West also did like a song like for Pride I guess, was it last year or was it the year before? I feel like Pride kind of got washed away last year because of Roe v. Wade being overturned. At least it was to me. It was like, I'm like, it's now Life Month, freaks. But
that is what it felt like.
It felt like Life Month. So, and we're going to continue that. We're just going to say it's Life Month, and it's my birthday month, and it's your birthday month. Our birthdays are 2 weeks apart.
And my birthday is the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. So.
Yeah.
So it's Life Month. I'm sorry.
we've reclaimed the ground. But yeah, maybe it was last year. But also they did a This Is Me thing on Disney Plus. You know, This Is Me, the song from The Greatest Showman, which I love that movie. But they had like a spectacular whatever, led by Nina West. So Nina West is an adult entertainer, was on like RuPaul's Drag Race, and goes to these events where they have these really lewd, disgusting things going on, and at the same time they're like, it would be absolutely perfect to put this person on a preschool show. It's not the same. And I want people to question and ask themselves why we are in a position right now, why we just accept that these people, these adults that do these adult entertainment things, they wanted to, why are they even invited? Why not somebody else? There's nothing that a drag queen can do that a clown can't. Like a clown will make you smile and all kinds of different things. Like invite a clown, or invite an entrepreneur, invite just somebody, anyone who's like age appropriate. But like if you have some entertainment for kids, the first thing in your mind shouldn't be to invite a drag queen. And I don't understand why people can't get that through their head. Even if you like drag, why is that the thing that goes through your mind? Like, yes, let's get the drag queens to read to the kids. Like, why exactly that? And again, the point of like these comedians doing drag, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, and Eddie Murphy and all these folks that do it, Tyler Perry, the whole idea is that men make bad women. Males make bad women. It's absurd. It's absurd, so that's part of the joke. Do you think when the drag queens go to the story hour with the kids that the whole point of them being in full makeup is because they're just absurd? And RuPaul said that drag mocks everything, including gender and social class and all kinds of different things. And I'm like, if it mocks everything, if it's a mockery of everything, which is basically a minstrel show, but instead of making fun of black people, they're making fun of women, and they use the feminine pronouns, and they call themselves queens, etc., blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why would you want that to influence your kids, or for that to be their outlook, or whatever, while they're growing and developing and making their own identity? Because they'll be like, well, I'm here to teach the kids to be themselves. So I don't want them to do what you do. Any more thoughts, Tina?
No, not really. It's weird and it's gross. Just because it is adult entertainment, and like you said, why not invite a clown or somebody else to we want at a charity event to read to the kids or do things. It's just like why do you want someone that usually performs for people that are drinking alcohol or maybe are on other substances? Why do you want people that are performing that environment to suddenly be in front of children? And it's just it's weird. I don't know. A little bit. It reminds me of how gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Old Town Road. He started off trying to do a children's book and do these things for kids, and then he was twerking and making out with Satan 2 years later, and then people are like, well, blah blah blah. It's just weird. What is his name? I forget.
Gosh, Lil Nas.
Oh yeah, Little Nas X.
Or Nas or whatever.
Yeah, it's just
By the way, that painting is lovely.
Thank you.
The painting is lovely. For those of you who have joined late, Tina actually did the book cover for my book, Of Course God is Blatantly Against Abortion, and so she's here today. I was like, bring your paint and live paint, because that's what she does on Twitch and YouTube, and you do it on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Not yet TikTok. If you are on TikTok, please go follow her page. What's your TikTok?
Tina Bar 7.
Yeah, please go follow her TikTok page so she can finally go live.
Yeah.
She would like to go live on that medium. So you're done with that one?
Yep, that one's done.
So which one are you doing now?
I figured I'd do an ocean one, because I know I can do water scenes pretty quick. And
Did anyone in the comments have a suggestion? No suggestions? Well, she's already, I guess someone could say dolphin. You already have a dolphin though, right?
Yeah, I made a dolphin live when I was streaming on Tuesday. Actually, I might not make this ocean. I don't know why. This is just giving me winter vibes for what I'm doing right now. So
it's hot outside. She don't need to make a beach. Katrina, she can make anything for you anytime. Is there another commenter that has a suggestion? If no one else, the beach is fine, but
I guess I can do a beach for Katrina.
No, if someone else has a suggestion, you don't have to do a beach. Okay. Well, I guess there's time. Would you make that into a beach? It looks kind of, dark.
Yeah, I guess I can make that into a beach.
Okay, if there's any other suggestions, guys, feel free. But yeah, the American flag one looks really nice, and it comes with easels. So if anyone would like that, that will be available on Tina's textportraits.com. So yeah, very lovely work. Last thing I want to note before moving on is I got into a conversation, and you know about this, some time ago, with someone who claimed that people didn't have a problem with drag before, and it's just recent. And I'm like, well, people who maybe didn't have a problem with it before have a problem now because they're intermingling with the children, and it's weird. But I before like the drag time story hour started, I noticed that culture was like really, really pushing drag. Besides like RuPaul, like there was an episode of The Resident after like the main character had got engaged, they like went to a drag bar or something. And she's like, "How you like it?" And he's like, "Oh, I love it." And I'm like, "I wouldn't marry him." I'm like, "You may be straight, you ain't straight enough for me, bro." Like, I'm like, "This was a test."
You failed. Goodbye.
No, but yeah, I noticed they started to really push it, and they're putting it on TV and music videos and performances just everywhere. They want drag to just be forefront and center, and I thought it was weird, but I'm like, no, people have had issues with drag all the time, and in my mind I'm thinking about my dad or our dad. And there's me, but I'm particularly thinking about Dad. I'm like, he's a pastor, and I'm thinking like, this person knows us somewhat. Like, they don't think that other people in the world have had an issue with it, and so, excuse me, and they start mentioning like Mrs. Doubtfire, which our dad didn't really like Mrs. Doubtfire really, and stuff like that. And then they brought up the movie with Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo, and I'm like, that movie was really controversial back then. And Patrick Swayze. I can't think of the name. If someone knows the name, go ahead and say it in the chat.
I
but
have no idea what this movie is.
You have no idea. I've never seen it. I mean, I've seen like them in drag, but like that was a pretty big deal, and it probably stunted. I don't know if Wesley Snipes was doing a lot after that until like Blade came back and it's like, oh my gosh, Blade. But
I only know Blade. And like that one movie. No. Well, did he do a film after he got out of prison for tax evasion? Where he was like in a prison? Or am I thinking of someone else? Anyway, Wesley Snipes is Blade, and that's all I know.
What's your Twitch, Tina? Someone asked about your Twitch.
Tina's Text Portraits.
Someone said, could you do, let me just pull it up on screen. Could you do puzzle pieces for autism? My son has nonverbal autism. His favorite color is green, but any bright colors.
I guess I could do like a pin inside a puzzle piece. I wish I had tape, then I could tape it up. But yeah, I can. This one needs to dry a little bit anyway, so I can put that aside.
Okay, yeah. So to me, it was just seemed kind of like, what world are you living in where you think everybody was just fine with it and just invented all of a sudden just invented that we just are upset about it now.
Republicans pounce.
I guess. And I'm just thinking, you're not in tune with the world enough if you're unaware of this fact, or you can't conceive it, and it's just like you think it's just a big conspiracy and there weren't other people. And I'm like, this person knows this. I'm like, they know we're like stuffy, uptight Christians. Like, I'm like, we're not alone. There's other people like us in the world. Someone said, talk louder, Tina. Okay. I got to move on to this Little Mermaid thing because, I have to go back out to an event, so I can't stay over too long today. The Little Mermaid is coming out. We all know like the big controversy, whatever. And some people have said they like totally don't care about them casting Halle Bailey to be Ariel. But Entertainment Tonight shared some stuff, and they released a clip of Under the Sea, and it was trash.
We're like no fish in the ocean. Just like, why is this a statement on overfishing and global warming or something?
It was very flat. People didn't really like the music too much. It looks dull and lifeless, and I don't understand. Now, when she talks and delivers her lines or whatever, she kind of sounds like Ariel. So I'm like, there's that. But she doesn't look like Ariel, and beyond her being black. So if you don't know what I mean, for whatever reason, people have been talking about this for like more than a year. Let me show you. So we have Entertainment Tonight, and they're like, oh, Halle Bailey is the perfect Ariel. And then I had retweeted this and asked the question, I'm like, okay, then why does she have red hair and blue eyes? And blue eyes I can understand, but why not the red hair? The red hair doesn't make any sense. And so I had screenshot my tweet and put it on Instagram and asked that question, and someone, you know, a black woman was like, oh, because she's not white. And I'm like, oh, so if that's the case, if she can't have red hair and blue eyes because she's not a white woman, then I'm sorry, she shouldn't be Ariel. I'm sorry, she shouldn't be Ariel, and that's just the fact of the matter. If, you know, I don't understand this. When people were like talking about Spider-Man and the casting of Zendaya, they're like, she's not a redhead. Then people started posting pictures of her with red hair, like Photoshop jobs. I'm like, you know what? I think it would be nice. I think she could capture the energy that Kirsten Stewart didn't. I'm sorry, not Kirsten Stewart. Kirsten Dunst didn't quite do for me. And I'm like, Zendaya is like a real life kind of sensation for Mary Jane, and she'll pair well with Tom Holland, I think. So I'm like, I'm okay with it. And then they're like, let's totally make her weird. And I'm like, so you're not gonna do like, it's just wasted for no reason.
Let's take this real life supermodel slash actress slash singer and turn her into socially awkward wallflower.
Not that people like you.
Yes, not that people like you don't exist. It's just like they had someone. Sure, she didn't look the part particularly, but they had someone literally living the life of this comic book character, and they're just like, nope, nope.
So of course they didn't bother doing anything of the aesthetics of Mary Jane, or really her personality, anything about her at all, other than being a Peter Parker love interest, which, by the way, he's had plenty.
Yeah.
So
if you watch Spectacular Spider-Man, you know he's had plenty.
Yeah, or just, you know, the books in general, whatever. He's had many of a lady friend before, so unnecessary. But the point is that they could have just they could have casted her as Mary Jane and done something that was like, they could have just tried to do Mary Jane, but they didn't. So I'm like, the wasted opportunity. And with this, again, she sounds like sounds like Ariel a bit, you know, and I don't know what her acting chops will be, and frankly, I'm not gonna watch it, so I guess I'll never quite find out, besides like watching different clips. But her not having the red hair is so bothersome to so many people. I mentioned this the other day, that woke people will mention, they'll say like intersex people, there's more intersex people than redheads. And they'll say that to be like, biology, chromosomes don't make men and women. And so they'll say that about the intersex being more the redheads, but then they'll be like, screw the redheads, like, let's all replace them with black people. Yeah. And I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but it is like noticeable. You think they're doing it on purpose?
Yes, I think they're doing it on purpose. I think gingers back in the day used to be like the acceptable, minority. And then it became black people, and then it became Hispanics, and then Asians, and now it's just like, let's get every sexuality and every minority ever.
Yeah. Hey, did you see this from Entertainment? Like,
yeah. Oh, like, yeah, the eye rolling. I'm like, why is she is the moment in the middle of like the worst eye rolling?
Yeah, why did they do this? Why did they do her dirty like this?
Yeah.
This isn't a troll account that paused on this moment. Like, she looks like she's about to have a demonic possession. Her eyes are rolling in the back of her head. So why the screenshot?
Why a screenshot and why not a GIF that people can download and share? Why a screenshot? It should have been a GIF. It should have been the full, like, whatever Sebastian. Like, it should have been a GIF.
So just did her dirty. But anyway, let's talk about the song "Kiss the Girl," because they did change the lyrics to the song. So they didn't change it by a lot, because it's like, I'm not gonna play the song because I don't want to get hit by copyright. But it's, there you see her sitting there across the way. She ain't got a lot to say. There's something about her, and you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. And then the part they're saying they change it so it would be more PC. And so there's a line like, it don't take a word, not a single word, go on and kiss the girl. And they're just changing it. It'll just say, she can say the word or something like that. Let me I had looked it up. Oh, it's on my phone. That's showing your face.
I'm sorry that my face is interfering with
yeah.
But you know why it didn't take a single word? She couldn't talk.
Yeah.
She couldn't talk. She's giving him doe eyes, like.
No, but the thing that really bothers me about it, though, is if you look at the song and the moment in the film, they're seducing him.
They are. They are setting him up.
They're setting him up.
They are setting him up.
He doesn't know the fish can talk. He doesn't know the birds are talking. He doesn't know
what's up with all these lights.
He doesn't know that they're all communicating with him. His dog doesn't talk to him. How come his dog ain't talking?
I never thought about that before. But
why can some animals talk? And because they're talking, because he's like, did you hear something? And so he's hearing something.
He's clearly hearing music. He doesn't know where it's coming from.
No, he's hearing music, but he's hearing, just, it seems like he's kind of hearing their suggestions or whatever, a little bit, the whisperings and stuff. Or maybe only Ariel can hear them talking, and I'm misremembering things.
And I remember Sebastian coming down on a leaf and being like, kiss the girl, and he's like, what was that?
I mean, does it sound like
and she's like,
maybe it just sounds like crab noises. I don't know what crabs sound
just
like.
chittering in your ear. Like, what was that?
But Sebastian clearly thinks that he can hear him.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know why he can't hear his dog talk. Max, is that the name of the dog? But
they can hear the seagull too. What's this conspiracy against man's best friend?
So they change. You hear their original lyrics are "Kiss the girl." Yes, you want her. Look at her. You know what you do. Possible she wants you to. There's one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. And I'm reading a CNN article. They also changed "Poor Unfortunate Souls."
Why? That song was so good.
Let me just read through this article really quick, because I don't know what they exactly changed in it. Oh, let me get off of there, because the ads on the page are like slowing up the stream. But they changed it so he would get consent. Some kind of consent. But the point of the song is that, and Ursula's songs talk about like body language or certain things that you can convey without having to verbally say them. But again, they're setting him up. They're seducing him the whole entire time. They're seducing him the whole entire time, doing the music. He doesn't know these animals are talking or whatever, setting the mood or what. They plan the dates or whatever for him to be able to be in this moment, this romantic mood. So the atmosphere would be set, and he would kiss her. So this idea that he would be in the wrong. Oh, yeah. Okay. Katrina said that Sebastian is the one who told him her name was Ariel.
This man is in the middle of a lagoon hearing all this music and all these voices, and he's just like, who's telling me to kiss her? So her name is Ariel, and she's like, and then he just doesn't question it.
He doesn't question it. So they're plotting for this man to kiss her so she can have her permanent legs and live up the status that she wants. People are like, oh, Ariel, she gave up her voice for a man, ignoring, even like the voice actress of Ariel was like, did y'all forget the first 15 minutes of the movie? Like, she clearly wanted to be part of their world, and then she happens to meet a hot guy that's
She was an anthropologist that just happened to meet a boy when she was studying.
Yes. Like, how do you know that this isn't like a gold digger situation? Like, no, I assume that she loves him and everything, but you know, they did have a happy little life together. But
I didn't see the other movies. I saw 2. I didn't see 3.
Oh, you know, I didn't see 3. There was a third one?
I'm pretty sure there was a third one. Maybe I'm thinking about the three
Cinderellas. I didn't like the second one. I didn't really like it, but they were seducing him. So this idea that they need to change the lyrics. Again, it's not a big change of the song, but it's still not warranted. It still shows the overreach of people being
easily offended by nothing,
or just overly sensitive, absolutely overly sensitive, unnecessarily. And it's not like everyone isn't aware of the song.
Mm-hmm.
The Little Mermaid has a banger soundtrack. The only one that's kind of like is the one at the beginning when they're introducing the daughters of Triton. Like, we are the daughters of Triton.
I didn't know that song existed for a long time.
Until the live show?
I think Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, what is this singing right now?
Yeah,
I feel like I never saw the movie.
Disney like always pretty much has some kind of intro song that's a little whack, like in Frozen. It's like this music doesn't go with anything.
Yeah, we are cutting ice.
But I mean, Lion King, every song was like a banger though.
Yeah, that's true.
The Lion King, every song, every single song. Disney's Hercules, every single song was a banger. But her songs are iconic. Part of Your World, I sing that all the time. You know, Kiss the Girl, people love Kiss the Girl. They've remade their songs with their Disney stars. Ashley Tisdale did the sha-la-la-la-la. Sorry, she did a fine job. But it's not like people haven't sung these songs over and over and over again, that they haven't done like live, plays and other stuff like that, like Little Mermaid on Ice or something. I don't know if they do all these songs on there, but the point is that you can't just erase the fact that we all know how the song goes. Yeah. Like this is your content that people love and adore. You don't need to switch it up. The story is fine enough. And again, they're seducing the man to action. They are. Subliminal messages to him. He's probably going crazy. There's a freaking crab talking to him.
I never really thought that much about Sebastian talking to him until today. Yeah. So yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me at all. And people, Poor Unfortunate Souls, all those songs are good. We understand the themes of the movie. We understand the messages of the movie, the plots of the movie. We're not going to have some traumatic breakdown because they're so like out of step with today's bounds or something. We understand that Ursula singing her song about poor unfortunate souls, that she is a bad person. Yeah. That she's like the top like 2 evil people on like list of evil people with Disney villains. Like is she one? Is she number one?
She lives in a cavern filled with the discarded bodies of her victims. Like Ursula's up there. Like if she has a song about being evil, just let it be. Just let it stay.
So
don't try to change it in any sort of way, because it's just like this woman, she got so many issues.
So they want to change the lyrics of both songs so they're both more empowering for women. But I'm like,
this song, it's not supposed to. It's a witch is convincing a princess to sign away her voice and live in a strange land
to get what she wants.
Yes.
To get what she wants. It's selfish. If anything, Ariel's super selfish, and she's taking advantage of that because she's putting her family in a bad spot. She's just thinking about what she wants, and she's ticked off at her dad. She's got all the other family. She's a freaking princess. Yeah. And making the deal with the sea witch. Can you imagine making a deal with the sea witch after you go in her lair and you see all these like souls of people, and she's like, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. So she used her agency to make a decision. It was a bad decision. I mean, I guess it worked out for her, especially because her fiance murdered Ursula. Yeah.
This movie is really dark.
It is super dark. It is super, super dark, for sure. And I don't understand why Triton had to give up his trident and switch his places with Ariel. I've talked about this before, so I don't want to go into a huge rant, but I don't think he should have done that for Ariel. I'm like, she had agency. She thinks she's a grown woman. And I don't understand why they're like, oh, the contract can't be broken even by you. I'm like, how can the contract not be broken by him, but Eric can just murder her and undo everything? So, you know, it's a movie. It's a kid's movie. We don't have to think that deep about it. But the point is that Ursula talked her into the deal. She made a decision. It's fine that a bad guy is singing a song doing bad guy things, and you can just leave it at that. You don't need to take on poor unfortunate souls and make it an empowering song. But even from Ursula's perspective, she's trying to manipulate Ariel, but she's saying that you and your body and your you have more power than what you know. To manipulate men, and she used the animals to do that, did she not?
She did.
So they needed to do what they did. But anyway, lots of passionate feelings about this topic. This is a film that, you know, a lot of people have grown up with. I'm not gonna watch a live. I haven't watched the Disney. You guys know I haven't been watching Disney stuff anyway. But I accept that their live action stuff is not their stuff. I mean, they're making it, but it's not the same. And I've gotten over that. I'm not like emotionally invested in this. Like, my hopes and dreams are just dashed. It just doesn't make sense from a creative standpoint, from an organized, to me, as a creator myself who has made things and would, you know, like to see them in other mediums. To me, it just blows my mind that they would have this really iconic character that people love. She's a beautiful, one of the, you know, their princesses are pretty, but she's so iconic. She really stands out. One of the reasons that she does is those big blue eyes and the red hair, especially against her really pale skin, and her hair visually pops a lot under the water. Halle Bailey, it looks so fleshed out. And if she did have brighter color hair, it would at least help. And they need to put some more colors or whatever, have a variation in the actual ocean. Because, again, it looks so muted and flat.
It does. It looks like the whole movie's gone under a weird filter. But that's just the style of the movie that they decided to go with. And it's unfortunate because...
Okay.
I see Katrina's comment.
Oh.
Andrew Tate would love her. She changed her body, used her resources to get a high-value man, and she did it without saying a word and kept her mouth
shut. That's a good comment. That's a good comment. So anyway, we got to get going, but I thank you guys for joining me today.
I finished 2. I'm sorry I didn't have time to finish your beach, Katrina. But yeah, I did the American flag one, and then I did the Autism Anonymous one with the puzzle piece.
Oh, it is a puzzle piece.
Yeah, I didn't have enough space initially, but I had to go up. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do it like a missing puzzle piece, like a full picture and it missed a.
No, it is the puzzle piece. The picture is the puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, lovely stuff. You can finish Katrina's Beach at any time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kat.
So, thank you, Tina, for joining me.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
To the people in the chat, thank you for toughing it out through the audio difficulties and other things like that. There's some kind of reconstruction going on in the studio, so it was a battle. I've been doing a lot of the streaming from a different location. So we were on location doing our interview with Riley Gaines. If you missed that earlier, we interviewed Riley Gaines. So that interview, I'll try to have that up tomorrow. I'm very excited for you guys to hear it. She's a courageous young woman.
Yeah, she's very brave, especially that. Just watch the interview that's going live tomorrow. The stuff that they were doing to those girls because of Leah Thomas it's insane.
I think it's important. Like, I know we talk about cultural issues a lot, particularly the gender stuff, the bathroom stuff, the trans stuff. it's really important to know the lengths they're going to undermine and gaslight and bully and control these young women. I don't know. So sorry. It's important to know how far they're going. And she told me something, and my mouth literally dropped in the interview when she told me the different things that they were doing. And her story about how she tied with Leah Thomas or whatever, and they wanted to give him the trophy instead of her. That was, I knew everything was messed up before, but at that point I'm like, it's very evident and transparent how much they want to uplift these people over women. And
to what end?
Yeah.
Is the real question. Like, what is the end goal? What are they planning for society? Because they are, they talk about patriarchy all day long, but they're uplifting an even greater form of patriarchy. You have these men that are pretending to be women that probably don't actually have gender dysphoria and probably aren't actually suffering, and that are just trying to take women's places and take women's spots and women's roles and women's achievements, and it's to what end?
Healthy masculinity, it doesn't degrade women, it uplifts them, it protects them. And she talked a little bit of like, she has a base for like a spiritual background, and we do as well. I'm just kind of like, this is just like I guess I'll just go ahead and say that, like the demonic plan, like just kind of full front, like I'm gonna do the opposite of what men are supposed to do, and we're going to just gaslight and devalue and undermine these women. That's really what happens when you reject like healthy masculinity. And it's not toxic masculinity. There's a term for that. Well, not a term for it out there. I have to think of a term that I want to call it, and I'll get back with you when I think of it. But anyway, guys, we gotta go. I appreciate you guys being here with me, and I look forward to having the interview up and of course still going live tomorrow. God bless you, and it will be at our normal time at 4 p.m. And I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.